Hi, welcome to Azariah's Fiber Arts. My name is Sarah, and I am the artist and designer behind Azariah's Fiber Arts. Hit the like or subscribe button anytime while you're watching. All right, let's get into it. There are a couple of different ways to crochet in the round. I have made a video about how to start something from like a granny square and work from the center out using a double magic ring. But another way is to make a long foundation chain or a long like single crochet foundation or a double crochet foundation or something of that nature. I'm just gonna chain like 20 or something here. I'm not counting. All right. Okay, so sometimes a pattern will have you make that foundation and then have you join to work in the round. So when you do that, you want to make sure you don't twist it. If you twist it, it's going to be difficult and you're going to have to rip back and start again. Now when I'm joining a chain, I like to join into both loops over here. And just join with a slip stitch unless the pattern says otherwise. All right, now there are a couple of options. Some patterns will have you work into the ring, which means I'm going to chain 2. We're going to do some double crochets, which means they want you to work into the ring. So you treat this ring as if it's one big stitch that you're going to work into a whole bunch of times. Okay, so that's one option. Another option is that they will want you to work into each of, and this is each of the stitches, which if you've done a single crochet or double crochet foundation or another foundation that's not a chain, this is probably more likely what's going to happen. And that is to work in each stitch around. I'm just working double crochets. I'm working into both loops of each chain. If along the way, probably not till the end of your round, will you figure out that you have a twist in your chain, that's when you're going to have to undo it and try again. Otherwise, you're going to have your double crochets going in 2 different directions. I'm not going to do all of these. I'll do one more. If you're working in continuous rounds, like on amigurumi, which is usually done in single crochets, you just work round and round. And I have a video for that too. But this, I'm going to show you how to work in joined rounds. Okay, we're going to pretend that that's all the way around. So when you get back to your first one, you're going to join with a slip stitch. And then you're going to chain however many the pattern tells you to. And now this is where you need to pay attention to your pattern, because this will make a difference in the finished look of your piece. Does the pattern tell you to turn or not? So when you turn, you work into this one. And this will make your double crochet rounds look like they were worked in rows. And you would want to do this if you have worked a sweater, for example. You've worked the body of a sweater in rows. and you want to work the sleeves to match, then you will want to turn. Or if you're working a sweater and it's going to divide and have different shaping, which the majority of the time that's going to be the case, but you work the sweater, the body of the sweater in the round, but then you need to do the shaping for the front and the back and things of that nature, you're going to want to turn and work those rounds as turned rounds. So it's like working on the inside. It's not difficult unless it's really small. All right, so when you get down here is where things can get a little tricky. And I usually count how many I started with, like on the first round, so that I can make sure that I'm getting all of them on the next round and I didn't miss anybody. Because sometimes that turning chain can trick you and make you think you've done a stitch that you've not done. All right, I know we're on the inside, but we're going to pretend that I'm not going to turn. So you just chain your stitches, chain 2, and you're going to start right in that first one. And you're just going to keep going, finish this round and join. And that's rounds without turning, which is good for fingerless mitts, hats, things that are not going to have pieces attached to them that have been worked in rows. Chose the wrong hook for this yarn today. All right, we're just going to finish this one and we're going to call it, and I can show you. Okay, so this is our first round right here. This is, then we turned, so you can see this is a right side and this is a wrong side. But this one's also a wrong side because we didn't turn again. We continue to work on the inside. That is how you work in the round. If this tutorial was helpful for you, please hit the like button. Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you for watching. If you have more questions, you're welcome to leave a comment below or email me, Sarah@azariasfiberarts.com. Happy making!